I'm Joe Worth. I'm here at the college, and I work as a counselor here at the college. In my private time, in my private practice, I work as a therapist with adjudicated adolescents and children with behavior disorders, families and couples dealing with marital conflict or relational conflicts.
Every person goes to school in our program, the majority on grounds, some off grounds if they've achieved that kind of status and can handle local public schooling. Then they eat meals together in our cottage environments, so they eat breakfast together. They do all their own cleanup in the cottage, so they have to wash dishes, put dishes away, mop floors, all that kind of stuff. And then they're ready to come down to school. School day generally runs from about 8:20 in the morning till about 10 minutes to noon, and then from 10 minutes to 1 to 3:30.
Division of Youth Services, which is the primary place that I work with, the range usually lands anywhere from 13 to 17-9. So although there are times where kids will have determined sentences that will keep them there beyond the 17-9 months age range, typically anywhere from 13 years of age to 17-9 months.
I'm Bill Wolf. I've been the director here since March of 1998. I worked here since 1979. I came as a social worker to the facility, and then gradually had increasingly responsible positions, and then applied for this position when it opened up in 1998. 9 years before that, I worked for the Family Court of St. Louis County as a deputy juvenile officer, and a year before that I was a house parent in a children's home. So basically my work life is centered around working with kids that are adolescents and have been in trouble.
In a given cottage, there may be two groups, so you might have 24 kids in a cottage in group 1 and group 2, for example, each which is composed of 12 groups. Typically the groups are staffed with 2 staff members plus a group leader, so there's 3 staff per 12 group members.
Individuals that are referred have usually been tried on juvenile probation, which is called supervision. And for a variety of reasons, and it can be because they failed on probation by not attending school or reoffending in some way, then they're usually ordered into detention and referred out here.
The low end of the continuum would be truancy, not going to school, or kids who are seen as incorrigible by their parents. So the parents just don't feel like they can keep the child safe from themselves. That means they're staying out all hours of the night, not returning home. To kids who might have a charge of attempted murder or third-degree assault. So it ranges from pretty mild to severe.
In what we call our normal residential programs, you have stays anywhere from around 5 months to a year. Occasionally, particularly on a younger kid with a lot of problems that just simply take longer time to get stabilized, you'll find that it can go up to a year and a half.
The child that I mentioned might be truant or incorrigible, might have a shorter sentence or shorter stay than the child who has a determined sentence, because either they've recidivated back into the system, or they've committed a pretty severe crime. So the idea is that each program does have a level system, and they like to have kids work all of the levels before they're released. Otherwise it communicates a pretty inconsistent message to the rest of the group.
The social skills are usually prime indicators of where there's deficits. In other words, we have kids come in that don't know how to talk to adults, have trouble with people in authority, don't know how to ask questions appropriately, don't know how to take no for an answer. Those are some very basic, fundamental kind of skills,